you thinking about moving to an Austin neighborhood that has it all? Think about this. You've got a farmer's market, a movie cinema, a pub, and green space all within a few blocks of each other. That's right, we're talking about Mueller. Or Miller, depending on where you're from is how you pronounce it. But is it everything it's cracked up to be? Well, we're gonna go through the good and the bad today, all the pros and cons. So stick around as we talk about this huge master plan community that is where the old airport used to be, called Mueller. Miller. Mueller is a 700-acre site plan mixed-use development that has really focused on sustainability and green energy. Really kind of one of the first in Austin to do this. The city of Austin partnered with Catellus Development to make this happen, and the infrastructure build-out started in around 2005, and the first people moved in around 2007, and it's been steadily growing ever since, and it's still growing. New restaurants, shops, and things are coming in all the time. There's new condos going up. The new elementary school was just completed last year. There's still new homes being constructed as we speak. It has been an enormous success. One of the main reasons it's been such a success, in addition to all the pros I'm about to tell you about, is where it is located in town. Check this out on the map right here. This is the middle of Mueller right here. So it's like less than 5 miles to the heart of the city. It's in the city, but it's just on the northern side of town, and right here is downtown Austin, less than 5 miles away. So that is one of the major reasons it is so popular. And it's new construction. People can still get new construction without taking place of a tear down that close to the city center. That's one of the main reasons it's so popular. Now let's dive into those pros. The first pro I'm going to talk about today, and probably my favorite part about Mueller, is just the walkability and the outdoor activities. There are hiking trails all throughout. In fact, out of the 700 acres, 140 acres are park areas. There's 13 miles of trail and a few lakes. Here, take a look at this Mueller Lake Park right here. It's kind of the anchor of the community. There's a stage over here to the left. You can see this pavilion here. That's just a nice little sitting area above the water. This is the stage I was referring to right here. They have live concerts out there, and this trail connects. This is the heart of the community, and it connects the trail all the way around. There's beautiful ducks. I know it's kind of funny, but people come from all around to take pictures of these ducks because they stop by on their migration pattern on their way going down south to the winter and coming back to the north for the summer. So lots of beautiful ducks out there. Here's a view from the other side of the lake here, looking back towards the hangar. And here's a view of the hangar in the evening. That huge awning up there, it's all gravel underneath, so it's a big gathering place for people. People have bocce ball tournaments in there. I've seen some sword fighting, play sword fighting in there. There's boot camp, exercise classes in there. There's a lot of things you can do to stay out of the weather when it rains and stuff. And then when you're going around these trails and things, they've added sculptures throughout, so it's really entertaining to walk around on these trails. So this part here, they're going to leave this from the old airport, for people to remember that that's what this once was, and they've recreated it as this sustainable green energy community. In the back, so there's 9 different parks within Mueller, and this is on the back section here, these sculptures for the most part. And this is the view of the lake in the back. It has like a tiered drop down in the middle. People come out here and fish. Dogs go swimming out there. They have a kind of a filtration system to keep it moving, so it's always fresh and looking good. Now, sure, sometimes when we don't have rain for a long time, the water level goes down a little bit, but for the most part, it's always pretty. And this is a spot where a lot of people go and take pictures for portraits and business shots and things like that. So it's a fun spot out there. And there's also little signs to tell you about what is native grass and trees to Texas, so you can learn about what grows. And here's an example of one of those little signs that tells you kind of what's going on. Pro number 2, the community amenities. I mean, you've got restaurants, pubs, grocery, farmers market, the Thinkery. I'm going to show you a few in the map so you can get an idea. So we're going to start with the cinema right here at the Alamo Draft House. The theaters inside are smaller and quaint. They actually bring the food and drink to your table. I'll show you just how small. There's a view of one of the rooms there, and you actually reserve by seat. You don't just buy an open ticket, you buy a seat. And then Barrel of Fun is their bar that you can go to before and after and have a snack or some drinks while you're waiting for your show. You have multiple restaurants, Dish Society, you have Bowed Up, Colleen's Kitchen has some of the best fried chicken around, you have ramen, you have Blue Lacy, which is in the bottom of the Origin Hotel, you have ice cream shop, a coffee shop, you have right over here Locadoro, which is a really good Italian restaurant. They make their own pasta, they make their own mozzarella cheese, all that good stuff. You have a pizza place, you have your B.D. Riley's pub right here in the middle. B.D. Riley's, where they pour the perfect pint of Guinness. They have live music there from time to time. It opens when the weather is good. All these windows over here open, and it's a lot of fun. Their big, this is their Guinness here that is catching the rainwater, so it's a lot of fun. Everybody's really nice. Here's one of the live music sessions on Thursday nights. You can go if you know how to play and join in and play. Just pickup music, as I like to call it. Towards the back of the community here, there's a really cool skate park and half pipe. So if you're into skating, biking, rollerblading, all that, you'll see that back there. And I mean, it's good for young and old. I took my little nephew there not too long ago on his scooter, and he had an absolute blast. He made friends with all the big kids, and they helped him show him how to do it better and better. But if you're into that, that's one of the few skate parks in town, and it is really, really well done, well built, and very nice. Here's a picture of the farmers market. They have this huge indoor space that houses a lot of the farmers market. But when the weather's nice, there's people inside and outside. It's a really, really big one with lots of vendors. So you can see, here's a good picture of the room on the inside, and on the outside there'll probably be anywhere from 20 to 50 more tents and businesses selling. Here's a little view here. You can see how they just line up on the street on those days when there's good weather, and that's most days here in Texas. The third pro about living in Mueller is that there are a lot of housing options. You have regular apartments, condominiums, townhomes. You have what they call yard homes, brand new farmhouse style, modern design. There's lots of color in the community, and they made it as a front porch community. They wanted to encourage the neighborhood feel of neighbors to get in touch with each other and talk to each other, get to know each other. So you're going to see front porches all throughout, alley access for garages and parking in the back where available. So here, have a look at these options here. So this is an example here of one of the townhomes. They're all connected, but each one of them has a little bit different facade to tell them apart. We've got 1,748 square feet, listed for $780,000. This one was built in 2008, and these townhomes are 3 stories high, so you're really taking advantage of, building up and utilizing as much space the best as you can possible. This one here is an example of a yard home. Why do they call it a yard home? Because it has a yard. 2,214 square feet, listed for $1,064,900. This one was built in 2009. It has that wonderful front porch, and here is the kitchen design. Again, a lot of the homes are going to have that long design from front to back because the lots are super narrow. You're not going to have a lot of exterior space no matter what style of home you buy in Mueller because it was built to have density. It's better for the environment, better for more sustainability. Here's the garage view from the back alley. That's why you get to have those beautiful front porches, because you park from the alley. And here's an example of the yard. It's just a patio basically, but that's how you get that tight urban density. And just to show you one more style here, similar to the last one, but a little bit different design on the exterior, 2,260 square feet, listed for $1,110,000. And this one was built in 2023. So you can see the difference in the design. It's got the white with the black trim instead of the other way around. So this is how they build a lot of these yard homes, as you call them. So everyone kind of shares the the grassy area to play sports with the kids and things because you don't have a yard big enough to do it inside your yard. So again, it's promoting that community feel, getting to know your neighbors. The fourth pro for living in Mueller is there are a lot of events. There are community events all the time. I already mentioned there are concerts in the park. They have movies in the park. They have a light up for the holiday times where they light Aldrich Street. At any given time, you can find a festival. There's the Hoot Festival, horns. There's little parades here and there. So Halloween's a big deal here in Mueller. So there's always something going on if you want to get outside and participate in the community. The fifth pro, it's proximity to downtown. I mentioned that when I first started showing you where it is on the map. I mean, to have a new construction, a new community with all of that, you don't even have to leave that close to downtown. 10 minutes to downtown is unusual. There aren't any other communities that are similar to Mueller that are this big. There are some others like the Grove and things like that. They're a bit smaller that have the new construction that's still going. They're still building today, but Mueller has more of that little town center and town hub with all that you need. You don't have to leave the community to find anything to be able to live, from groceries, movies, shopping, etc. And the last perk about living in Mueller is Dell Children's Hospital. Not only is it a great place if you have a family and you have a child, and hopefully they will never need the specialist there, but they have the best specialists around. And speaking of the specialists, they hire a large amount of people. They're a big employer for the neighborhood and very, very, very well respected in the state of Texas and the United States altogether. So let's talk about what's not so hot. I mean, it's not all sunshine and puppies every day in Mueller. First of all, the cost of living. I mean, when you're thinking about having an attached home and it's already $700,000, that's a pretty high entry point for real estate. And then if you want any type of little tiny yard at all, you're going to be over $1 million. So the entry point to get into Mueller is quite high. Now there are apartment options available, but if you're looking to buy a home, you're going to be spending probably north of $500,000 for just the tiniest little ownership portion in a condo. The second con are the HOA rules. They are strict about their HOA rules. You can't paint a color that you're not supposed to. You can't leave your trash can out any longer than you're supposed to. You're not supposed to park your car where it's not supposed to. There are rules as far as the HOA goes, and they actually are strict. Some HOA communities, they have the rules, but they don't really care if you follow them. This is not one of those cases. You must follow the rules in Mueller. However, the good side of that is everybody has to follow them, so it keeps the community looking the same. And if that's what you want, then you want some good HOA rules. The third con is parking. When they have the farmers market or those big festivals and you live right in the community, sometimes it's hard to find a place to park. Now, sure, if you have a garage, you're set, but if you have a few guests over, sometimes your guests have to pay to park if they can find something nearby, or they have to go a few blocks away and then walk over to your house. So just keep that in mind if that's important to you. If you host a lot of little events and a lot of parties, parking will be an issue at some points. And that kind of leads me to the last con, is it's dense. So there's always people around. You don't have much privacy as far as a yard goes or walking around. The minute you walk out onto your front porch, you're going to see your neighbors. So if you're not a kind of neighborly person, this might not be the right neighborhood for you. You may need something with a little bit more space. Mueller is kind of like, you reach out the side of your house and you can almost touch the next house kind of neighborhood. And that's what they intended. They want everyone to communicate and be neighborly. So if that's not your thing, this isn't your hood. So that's a wrap, the good and the bad. Tell me what you think in the comments below. I would love to hear from you. Do you want to add something? Did I miss something? Help me out. I want to cover every topic to make sure you know if it's the right community for you. So in summary, Mueller, it's good for walkability, events, being outside, the types of different housing available, the Dell Children's Hospital. It's a little bit dense. You're pretty close to your neighbors. Everybody's in each other's business, and the HOA rules are pretty strict. So that's kind of how Mueller runs. If this is an option for you, hey, do you want to see some in person? Well, that's cool. I'm always here to help you find the perfect home that matches your lifestyle. All you have to do is call, text, email, send us a Zoom link. We're always here. Until next time, be kind to yourself and others. I can't wait to see you around town.